Hey, welcome to the Mystic Media channel. I am Rabina Rastaban, aka the Realist Astrologer. I'm the Realist Astrologer because I keep it real, sometimes a little too real for some people. So today I'm going to get into the dark-sided Cancer male. So the dark-sided Cancer male, he's a peculiar type. First off, he could be very clingy, suffocating even. So if you like to have a lot of space, if you like to, have some freedom and, you know, maintain your own individuality in a relationship, well, that's going to be hard with the dark sided Cancer because he's going to really try to infiltrate your life and take over and manage your life. And he's going to be very prying when it comes to, what's going on in your life. The thing with Cancer is they could be very private individuals, but the dark sided Cancer male, he will keep his life very private from you, certain aspects of his life, but he will demand to know everything that's going on in your life. Another dark sided trait is they could be very whiny and they could be crybabies and they want to be pampered and they want to be treated like a baby sometimes. If they don't get their way, they'll be whining about it and pouting and, you know, they'll be brooding until, they get their way or until you give them some attention and you're like, what's wrong? And, can I help you with something? So, yeah, they could be big time crybabies. Another negative trait of the dark-sided Cancer male is they could be stingy and tightwads with their money and their resources. They could be hoarders even. Don't be surprised if the dark-sided Cancer male has a separate bank account that he keeps separate from his partner or spouse. When it comes to spending, they can be very tight-fisted, especially if it's something that they don't necessarily need or want. And that whole extreme couponing show, to me, that's very Cancer. Another negative trait is they can be very selfish, very self-absorbed. It's all about them, very subjective. They have a hard time being objective and basically putting themselves outside of a situation. They can clam up if things aren't going well for them, and they'll crawl into their little shell, and they'll be unresponsive and basically like in kind of like a comatose state until they get their way and until things are going well for them. They can be very moody, of course, because Cancer is a very emotional sign. So you have to expect that their moods will shift on a daily basis from being happy to being, sullen or very somber. Sometimes they could go from being, jovial to being angry in a matter of seconds. They could be very crab-like. Crab-like meaning if things aren't going well for them, they'll try to pull you down to their level. They don't like it when their partner is being successful and they're not able to be successful as well. And they'll try to override your success with their little problems and emotional hang-ups. Another negative trait of the dark-sided Cancer male is they can be very shrewd and calculating, especially in terms of business, managing the household, in terms of budgeting, in terms of making deals. So you really want to be careful when dealing with Cancer's period when it comes to business because they will always make sure that they are covered on the back end and covered in all angles, even if that means that you are on the losing end. So they can be very shrewd, wanting everything, to be in their favor to the letter. The dark sided Cancer male can also be a very fearful male. And since he's a male, that fearfulness will be expressed a lot of times in passive aggressiveness or just outright direct aggression. So when they're fearful, they might lash out. And also, they'll go into their little shell sometimes if they're fearful, and they won't take a leap forward if it's required at times. Another negative trait about the dark sided Cancer male is they tend to live in the past. So one sign that you're dealing with a dark-sided Cancer male is if they keep on bringing up past relationships and they keep on dogging their exes. They can't get over past hurts, past pain in their life. They can't get over their childhood if they had a bad childhood. If a Cancer had a really bad childhood, they're similar to Virgo in that they have a hard time getting over that and coming to terms with what's happened in their early life. Another negative trait of the dark side of Cancer is they could be workaholics. So if they're very much into their career, you might never see them, or they might be very detached when they're at home because they're constantly focused on their career. Another negative trait of the dark side at Cancer male is that they can have weird eating habits, or they tend to overeat, or they might have dietary problems. Cancer deals with the stomach, so they might overeat and end up having indigestion. They might tend to have ulcers because Cancer tends to worry a lot, just like Virgo. Um, so yeah, ulcers are very common with Cancer. Whenever something's not going right with Cancer, their stomach will start hurting. Um, a dark sided Cancer male might have very bad gas or very bad breath because of the food that he eats, or simply because he's dealing with a very acidic stomach, or it could just deal with the negative energy that he's harboring. So a lot of that comes out through, his dietary habits. And there's some Cancers that, they only like to eat with a spoon. So the dark side of Cancer might have some very quirky eating habits, and he just might eat up all your food. You might constantly be spending money on your food bill and constantly having to restock your refrigerator. And they can hoard food as well. The Cancer male might be leaving crumbs in your bed. He might be eating a bowl of cereal in the bed all the time, spilling milk everywhere. So yeah. So another thing that ties into that is the dark side of Cancer male can be very sloppy, very messy. That show Hoarders, again, like Extreme Couponers, that show Hoarders is very Cancer, dark-sided Cancer, because Cancers like to hoard. Also, they could be mama's boys. So if they have a good relationship with their mama, expect for them to be talking to their mom at least weekly. Sometimes it's daily, sometimes it's multiple times a day. If they have a negative relationship with their mama, watch out, because a lot of times they will take it out on their spouse or their partner, and they will try to. A lot of dark sided Cancers males, either they want a mother for a mate or they want to mother their mate. So either way, it's a lose lose situation. So I mentioned before, Cancers like to come in and take over your life. They like to be involved in every aspect of your life. They like to know what's going on. They can be very, very prying. They can be micromanagers when it comes to your life, even down to like picking off lint from your, shoulder, and, grooming your hair while you're out in public, being too touchy feely, always, trying to situate your clothes and stuff. So that can get very annoying. They can try to parent you. So again, that whole mother instead of a mate thing. They can be sneaky and conniving because Cancer has a very secretive side. So watch out for the Cancer male being very sneaky. The dark side of Cancer male, he's the type that could actually have a double life where he has a separate family on the other side of town or in a whole nother state. So you got to watch out for that. Um, Another negative trait of the dark-sided male is they tend to think that they have women figured out. They tend to think that they know what makes women tick, and they know, basically the ins and outs and end all be all of the whole feminine mystique. I always say that Cancers are the pimps of the zodiac, because a pimp has to basically know women and be very close to women and know how they operate and know how to basically get women to do what they want. So, and pimps do tend to take a nurturing approach at times, even if that nurturing may come with abuse. And a lot of times it is like a parenting approach. And, they keep a den of women. So, yes, Cancer is, so the dark side of Cancer can be a pimp, among other things. Another negative trait about the dark side of Cancer male is that they can be thieves when they are insecure. So let's say that a Cancer male is insecure about his finances, and he's in a job where he actually has access to accounts and funds. Well, he might, be involved in some misappropriation because he's so fearful of being broke. Again, it's that fearfulness and that insecurity that can make a Cancer become very irrational in terms of their behavior. Um, so again, that hoarding tendency, stealing. Another negative trait is they can be stalkers. The negative Cancer male, the dark-sided male, he can be a stalker if he has broken up with his spouse or partner. Again, it's about being intrusive, being prying, always trying to, get close to someone. So that's basically it about the dark-sided Cancer male. If I left out anything, feel free to comment below. If you would like a reading, I'm going to leave my website at the bottom. And, just click the website. When you get there, click order a reading. And my turnaround time is really quick. Usually I provide readings within 12 to 24 hours, sometimes even shorter than that. But the next video on the dark-sided zodiac will be, that will be the Gemini, dark-sided Gemini male. So stay tuned for that. Peace and blessings.